What's up, everybody? Welcome to Dimitri Cinema. I'm your host, Dimitri, and let's get into this great episode of Voltron. We're going to be talking about Voltron movie talks, uh, how I feel, and you guys comment on how you feel about it, and a little bit more into Penguin TV show. So, first, I'm going to say, I hope everybody had a good week going into the weekend. Hope everybody's football teams won on Sundays. God forbid mine is struggling. 49ers fan. But at the same time, football is part of life. That's how I look at it. Also, judging movies. So let's first say Henry Cavill is supposed to be, actually is cast in one of the cast members in the upcoming 2025 Voltron movie. Voltron is based on a cartoon about kids, five space lions who form a mega robot who's supposed to be the protector of the galaxy of the universe. Voltron, I came up that you know it's a cartoon I came up as um one of my favorite cartoons, along with He Man and Thundercats. I'm a big Voltron fan, and it's both they're finally going into live action take on live action movie on that. I feel like personally they should have been. This is some a project should have been done 20 years ago. At 20 years ago at best. There, you know, wasn't a hard thing to put together. They finally came into the Transformers thing the last 6, 7, 8 years with Michael Bay and Steven Spielberg. So I felt like if we doing that, what happened with Voltron? And apparently Voltron is supposed to be before Transformers, a little bit before Transformers. Space Lions formed this legal, I mean, legal, formed this lethal force, iconic figure that takes on, the evil across the universe. They have two villains, two different main villains uh, that they come across and bump, come cross path every time. Kind of like He-Man and Skeletor, whether he's against Skeletor or whether he's against, you know, different villains going down there and Lionel, Mumra, Optimus Prime, Megatron, Decepticons, and other, you know, back uh Decepticons from their from Cybertron universe, their whole hometown, world, planet where they're from. And these guys are formed to protect the galaxy at all costs. And it, it's a really, really, really good cartoon. I got into it, and God knows I fell in love with it. Um, like I said, it was one of my favorite cartoons. It kind of reminded me a little bit of this cartoon I used to watch called Bionic Six, and that was a family formed, uh, came together, fought against evil. So a bionic family who had suits that had different powers, and it was a really good cartoon. And I looked at Voltron. It's like they don't have the suits, but they have like the robots. So my thing with this, when I say it should have been done a while ago, excuse me, sorry, I'm not comparing this to this movie, but that I'm about to name. But if you make this movie, you should have made. I feel like you could have did Voltron because technically this is like to me a sloppy version of Voltron. Pacific Rim. They made Pacific Rim that starred Idris Elba. Uh, these robots are formed this big robot that fought whatever. Or what do you think Voltron is? Voltron is more iconic. It's legendary. It was a actually a Japanese story that was brought from the United States, um, from people in America that wanted they brought it from them and put their spin on it and made it an American cartoon. But the idea came from Japan. Uh, Japan has a lot of good like ideas and stories that came along their culture or whatever that should be told, you know. And this was a I feel like this was a great idea for them to do this. It helped a lot with the whole cartoon culture, the whole cartoon like just of all the cartoons out there. This is one of the most iconic cartoon I've ever seen. Do I expect this to be like a great, 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 great movie? No, because you can't. What do you? I mean, you can't expect a crazy Academy Award winning movie about five kids that are fighting for the galaxy that riding these robotic lions that form this big old iconic robot that you know defends the universe. No, I'm not expecting it to be like whoa, but if you make all these other movies, cartoons into movies, then I'm expecting that one to be in the lineup from 1 to 55 cartoons that you've turned into the movies, including comic books that were made cartoons also off the comic books that were made turned into movies. X-Men, Spider-Man, you had these cartoons around when the comic books were around. So it's all iconic. You did He-Man, you did Masters Universe in the 80s. You know, He-Man's my number one cartoon, by the way. My favorite cartoon in the world. You got Masters Universe, you know. Um that was a movie. You finally got G.I. Joe and Transformers. That was a movie. Uh you did Speed Racer. It took them 59 years later. That was in the 70s, but that was a movie. You turned that into a movie later. Are we overlooking Voltron? If social media was out back when this cartoon was made, it would be big, just like a lot of other cartoons would have been big with social media. But like Voltron would have been iconic. Well, it is iconic, but it would have been iconic you know, over the internet. It would just people that didn't know would have known. They would have at least known of. And I'm not saying everybody in the whole United States of America would have loved this cartoon. No, I'm just saying it would have been well known. Um, that I'm happy, very happy about them. You know, finally taking some guts to put this movie out. So the movie is, I don't know, I don't know how I feel about this. Well, I know how I feel about this. I'm not a big fan of it. Still not a big fan of these type of things, but it's going straight to Amazon. It's an Amazon movie. So it's not going to be in the theaters. It's almost like movies go straight to Netflix. You know, Beverly Hills Cop, Axel Foley went straight to Netflix. Didn't go to the theaters. I don't like that because I'm old school. I like theater. I like movies, going popcorn, sitting down watching. I'm used to that. After the whole COVID thing, they should have cut off. I feel like they should have brought more movies into the theater back and keep it. You know what I mean? You could do theaters and Netflix and Amazon, but don't take away from the movies. Don't take away from what us old people used to used to like, what we came up on. Because people out there still love the movies. And if this keeps continuing to happening, I feel like the movie theaters are going to go out of business again. Thank you, Netflix, and thank you, Amazon, for that. No, I don't like the fact that it's going straight to Amazon. But I'd rather take that than the movie not being made at all. Either you take that or we're not making it, period. So I'd rather take that. I'll take what I can get. Um, I'm very, very excited. Who Henry Cavill's playing? I have no idea. I have no idea. I couldn't find anything on his character, who he's playing. If I was to guess, it's going to be the Black Lion, Space Lion. But the kid that plays the drives the Black Space Lion. I'm not sure if he was the lead. I can't remember that far back with this cartoon, but I think he was the leader. I could be wrong. Um, and a lot of people will also compare Power Rangers to Voltron just because of the similar things they did. All the Rangers formed this big old Power Ranger, whatever. I've seen a little bit spurts. I never really came up on that cartoon because I'm old school, used to the TV show because I'm used to cartoons that were made that was similar to that. So you know, hold on one second. Sorry about that. Uh, so yeah, I have no idea who Henry Cavill's playing. And then that's about the most I know. I tried to dig deep into this one, and there's no, they're not giving that much information out about this. So I know it's supposed to. I think the release date is supposed to be late 2025, going to 2026, I think. And I'm just trying to picture the special effects in this because we all seen Transformers and we've seen what they can do with big robots. Voltron, if you don't know about the cartoon, is a huge robot, bigger than the Transformers, bigger than Optimus Prime, bigger than you know, look at Pacific Rim. That's pretty much Voltron. That's, you know, imagine this big iconic lion robot like within the graphics of Pacific Rim and how they did it. Well, you got even better character that's supposed to be like a warrior that's, with lions as his fist, lion face with a robot face inside the lion's mouth opens up, lion's feet, and it has big sword that it forms, and it's badass. It's really good. He's iconic, man. He's one of my favorite hero, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I'm ready for this. I hadn't found out who the director is. I'm trying to find that out. I think he directed some things in Netflix. That what I heard, but I didn't hear his name. Yeah, this Henry Cavill. He's a good actor. He's a great superhero actor. We all know him as Superman. I definitely think he could do something like this because there's no big time singled out character in Voltron. They're all like a team. If he's playing any one of those, unless he's playing the leader, or he could be playing one of the villains. Who knows? But I'm still got my bets on when they finally make the Thundercats movie that he plays Lionel. I think he would be perfect for Lionel. Um, like I said, Vin Diesel. Panthro, Hugh Jackman, Tigra, um, uh, what's her name? Scarlett Johansson, Chitara, you know, and whoever could play the kids, the little young teenage Thundercats, whatever, and then Snarf, of course. Special effects movie. I think I'm ready for that. Just like I'm ready for the new Masters of the Universe that they're talking about doing. That I think that's another Netflix movie coming out straight to Netflix. So, but Henry Cavill is part of Voltron 2025 movie coming out. Is it gonna be good? We're gonna see. Am I giving my hopes up? Yeah, nay, probably so. But it's here. It's finally here. It's finally coming. It's finally here. So I can't complain about anything. Even the movie ended up being bad. I wanted it. This is what I get. I would love to tell you the casting I feel that should be in this movie, but I ain't seen this cartoon in so long. I can't remember the characters in this, the names and all of that stuff in this cartoon. So I will have to go back and watch the cartoons, the old episodes, and revise what I used to know, and come back and do like a take on it and tell you what I think, who I think should be who should be the chosen ones for Voltron. So wrap that one up. Voltron 2025 release. Not they didn't get specific detailing on exactly the release date. Just know the year is 2025. So I'm excited about that. Now, the Penguin. Like I said before, I'll say it again, and I'll say it again, and I'll say it again, and I'll say it again. If y'all hadn't seen this TV show, y'all are missing out, man. You don't even have to be a penguin character or a penguin fan of the that character as Batman, one of Batman's villain. You don't even have to be interested in the whole Batman saga. If you watch this show, I guarantee you, it's going to give you some Soprano vibes, a little bit. You know what I mean? Like because he's gangster in this. He's back and forth with this whole mob thing, Falcones, Maronis. You know, and the new episodes, it's really good. Does the history of Sophia Falcone, her and Oswald, the whole thing they had, and of course, she ends up finding out that he killed her brother, and at the beginning, and now it's about to be war. So this is like really, really, really heating up right now. Like it's picking up steam on this show. Like it's getting really good. Oswald, he's gotten a heart, like a big time character for Victor, his assistant car driver, you know, the kid that he hired to drive him around and take care of his filthy errands. And Victor has been bailing him out lately in these episodes. And Victor's having a heart for him now. Before it was like, oh, I'm scared, don't kill me. Oswald, don't kill me. I'm just a kid. Okay, I'll do whatever you say. I work for you for my life. Now Oswald's paying him really good for a kid, and Oswald's grown on him, and now he has a heart for him, so he can't leave. He had opportunity to leave with his so-called girlfriend that they want to run away and go to wherever. He didn't do it. He couldn't leave Oswald, and Oswald told him, "Go ahead and go if that's what you were trying to do. I ain't going to kill you. If you want to leave, go." He couldn't do it. So this is getting pretty good. Really, really, really good. And the way that Penguin is playing these mob families and bouncing up and down around the police, he's it's genius. Like you can see how smart he is. You know, of all Batman's villains, you're gonna see that this is one of the smartest. You gotta remember this villain, like Penguin's history, he's gangster and he ran for mayor in the end. You got a gangster who's mayor over the city. How do you stop that? Like I said before, we have that now. We could have that when President Donald Trump. So this is getting really good. I can see where it's going. Uh, he's going to end up taking over both families. It's obvious. You see how the story is like moving, and so you can see like he's got the brains. He doesn't have the body and the face. He looks literally like a penguin in a human form, a human penguin, whatever you want to call it, type body. But it's realistic. You know, he has a messed up leg, and he's where he walks. That's why they call him Penguin. He has a big nose. He was born like that. This is not the unrealistic penguin character that's kind of in the comic books where literally he's a penguin, half human, or like Tim Burton's Batman Returns. Danny DeVito is Penguin. That's his fantasy character of Penguin, comic book character too, where he's like looks like a penguin. No, this is like realistic. This is like this dude just looks like he got the name Penguin because he limps, hobbles like a penguin. He has a big nose, and he doesn't look like some people would say God's best creation. So, but it influenced him. It drive put the fire in him to strive to be great as a criminal, to be great as a villain, to be feared. You can see it. It's kind of like the way not Joker 2, Joker 1, when they told the Joker story of Joaquin Phoenix coming up as a Joker, how you slowly see him turning. He's already crazy and he has this disease, laughing type disease, which he can't stop laughing. And then you see everything he's going through. And Gotham is filthy and problem after problem with his mother, his girlfriend, and the public, and his job, and the clown situation, the stand up thing. Everything's falling down on him, and he just explodes, and he turns into the Joker. That's how the Penguin, you seeing it, how he's slowly becoming more and more and more villainous. You've seen that, he's pretty much he runs a club for Maroni, not Maroni, Falcone, before Falcone gets locked up in the Batman movie. So his character is not quite born yet. It's introduced a little bit. He's kind of like that side guy, handles uh Falcone's certain things for Falcone, runs the club, runs certain businesses, certain behind the scenes drugs, things going on. Now he's slowly becoming his own, coming out of his own shell, and becoming him to take over soon of both mobs. He's going to be very, very powerful. One of the most biggest gangsters this world's ever seen by the end of this. Joker's psychotic, crazy, and runs a mob boss, runs mob men. Penguin is torn, Uh, he's beat down. He's got failure built up around him and built up in front of him, and he's fighting, 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 and fighting and fighting and fighting. He's a fighter to become on top, the guy. And yeah, of course, Joker's more dangerous because Joker's the type he'll shoot 80 men in the hallway and then turn around and walk outside with the gun in front of all the police, get arrested, break out of jail, and kill half of the policemen in inside the police station and go on a run and run from Batman. Well, there was Penguin. He's doesn't do that. He has 200 men, two boss families, whether you whatever how you want to put it, and he has them just making Batman's life miserable. Wow, he's got the city voting for him. So, what do you think is more dangerous? I think Joker's crazier in the aspect. He's dangerous in the aspect, and I think Penguin's dangerous in the aspect. But when you got public dangerous and psychotic dangerous, how would you judge that? Yeah, so it's getting really good. Sophia's becoming more and more and more like she's torn too. Falcon's daughter. And you see where this is going, and God forbid she catches Oswald, but she's obviously not going to catch him and kill him because this is about him becoming who he is, him becoming him. So it's really, really, really good, really interesting, and I think you guys should really, really, really watch this TV show. I never would have thought they said let's make a TV series about Penguin from the Batman movie that we last released a couple of years ago. How would you like that? I would have said no. I don't think that's going to work. But Colin Farrell, you doing your thing, buddy. You are doing your thing because I do not know that's you. You're doing your thing. That is art, and you're making Penguin's character bigger than what a lot of people expected it to be. So my hats off to you. And yeah, that's it for this whole session. Please go see it, and if anybody finds any more thing out about Voltron and who Henry Cavill is, what character he's portraying in that, please comment and let me know, and tell me your whole thing on it, your take on it, and what you think in the comments. And I also, if you like this, if you love this, subscribe, please. Um, and that'll be it. I'll get back to you guys. The next thing coming, and cha cha. Everybody have a great weekend. See you soon.